Alright, hello there everyone, how are you all doing? I'm back with another 2K rebuild today. And today we're going to go to a franchise that has been kind of desolate for a long time in this league. They used to be somewhere else, and then they moved. And since they've moved there, they've gotten multiple superstars, but have never been able to put a good team around them. Today, we're going to be doing the New Orleans Pelicans. I spun another wheel today. That's probably why it's been such a random order, going from the Sixers to the Kings to the Pelicans. But apparently we're starting off with, two of the harder rebuilds to do. The Pelicans overall are not in a great spot roster-wise right now. You have Zion, DeJounte Murray, Trey Murphy, Saddiq Bey, Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen, Herb Jones, Yves Missi, Jordan Poole, who is on a horrible contract, but thankfully it's expiring. Bryce McGowens, Carlo Matkovic, Jordan Hawkins, DeAndre Jordan. You kind of get the point. This team is kind of stuck in a perpetual state of limbo. There's a way to turn this team into a contender, but I really got to try and figure that out because they're split halfway between rebuilding and then trying to contend. And that's just not necessarily going to work. So it's either got to go one way or the other. But the goal is to win this team a championship in the next 3 to 4-ish seasons. Depends on how season 3 goes. But yeah, we're going to try and win this out. And I want to start by making a few trades first. So we'll try and figure that out. Alright. So the thing I really want to do that I feel like makes sense is to try and dump DeJounte Murray. He's been good in years past, but he's really just not worth the money that he's getting, although he is on an expiring. So maybe it's not a bad idea to just keep him and see what happens. But if I can't really find anything good for DeJounte, then we'll just switch to trying to trade Jordan Poole and just get his money off now, while it's still here. So let's see what I can do. Alright, you know what? I kind of came to the decision that I really just kind of want to let these contracts expire. We'll re-sign Saddiq on just a 1 year, just to have him. But I just want to let these contracts expire, and we'll see what we can do with the money next offseason. Out of curiosity, I want to check what the upcoming free agents are next year. Giannis, Jokic. Oh, okay, yeah. We're definitely saving our money then to try and see if we can get any of these guys. So we'll just start advancing this season then. Alright, so at the start of the season here, looking at our rotation to start, we have DeJounte Murray, Trey Murphy, Saddiq Bey, Zion Williamson, Yves Missi, Jay Fears, Derek Queen, Herb Jones, Jordan Poole, and Bryce McGowens. I personally would like to give Jay Fears a starting spot. I'd like to put him probably at the point. Actually, no, shooting guard probably, because he doesn't really pass the ball. So shooting guard makes more sense for him. But I think this is going to be our starting lineup to start the season. I don't mind Saddiq Bey coming off the bench. And, I mean, Derek Queen probably shouldn't be coming off the bench, but I'm fine with that to start. Looking at our power rank, we're towards the middle of the pack. If I had to guess, we'll probably be in the play-in this year, but let's sim and find out. But I do want to see if I can jump into a quick game now, just to get a feel for the roster. And, I mean, yeah, we're going to jump in here. I mean, it's only a minute left in the game, but it's a tie game. So, let's jump in. Alright. So, DeJounte Murray's shooting some free throws here. Real quick, I'm just going to change the camera. There we go. But what I meant when I said that, this franchise was kind of desolate, is that they've had a lot of good players over the years and just haven't been able to get it done. Players like Chris Paul got drafted to New Orleans when they were the Hornets. Anthony Davis, and then you had Anthony Davis and Boogie, and then when that didn't work work out and you traded them both, you got Zion. And that hasn't worked out either. So it's really just one of those. It's really just one of those things where, you know, it just hasn't worked out no matter the era. And that, unfortunately, has just kind of been the history of New Orleans in the NBA so far. So, but anyway, Zion hit a big bucket here to take the lead. The fans of New Orleans definitely deserve something much, much better than what they've gotten. They've been through a lot over the past 20 years when it comes to this franchise and their ineptitude. So the plan is to try and turn that around if I can. All right. Now, I do believe the Pelicans have never made it out of the second round, which is kind of interesting. So even if we just make a conference finals, that's a big, big deal. And so we're just going to be shooting for the stars and trying to do what we can here. Derek Queen at the line. Hits one. Misses another, though. This gives the Suns an opportunity to tie it. DeJounte Murray, great perimeter guy, but, I mean, trying to clamp down. That's off. Booker with a putback. They're going to foul. Man, we are just not able to close this game out. Jay Fears at the line. One's in. And both are in, but still have a chance to tie this game here. Booker's bringing it up. He's going to pass it to Brooks. Brooks for three. It's off. The putback's good, but the Pelicans still win the game. Speaking of Chris Paul, that was a bit of a Chris Paul shot, but, you know, we'll take it. All right. Pelicans come out on top here, 132 to 131. It's a solid start.
Zion, this is a team with...
Looking at the box score here, Zion was your leading guy. Jay Fears had a great night, and so did DeJounte, kind of. Poole did pretty good off the bench, and Trey Murphy did all right. So, not bad. All right, well, with that game being done, unless we're in some kind of cup tournament, I'm just going to sim until the deadline, and we'll see where we're at. All right, so at the trade deadline here, we are 21-30. Definitely not great. We're sitting outside of the playoffs and even the play-in. And if we look at our draft picks here, I don't even think we own our first-round pick this year, which is not good. We have a swap best with the Bucks, so the Bucks would be getting our pick this year, which is definitely not ideal. We have some picks down the road, especially next season. So I think what I want to do is I want to try and retool a little bit here. And I think the main way I can do that is just by getting DeJounte Murray off the team. I feel like that makes the most sense. There definitely would be teams that I think would be willing to take him. Maybe the Grizzlies would be interested in taking him off me, and we can snatch a Lakers pick. No. Well, let's see how the Bucks are doing, because if the Bucks are doing good, which they're not. Oh, wow. We'd actually get the Bucks pick. Okay. Well, that changes a lot then. We should still probably trade off DeJounte Murray. Just because it doesn't make any logistical sense to keep him if we're going to be this bad. But I mean, looking at our trade finder options here, we're not really getting a lot. I think that... Alright, ready? I think this is going to be what the play is. We're going to guarantee DeJounte's contract next year. And we're going to trade him on draft night. And we're going to get another pick. And we probably should still sell a little. Maybe we move off Bryce McGowan's. And just try and get something back. Like some kind of draft pick. You know what? The Lakers want to give us a first round pick? Sure. Let's see what else. Anyone want Carlo in a second? For some kind of draft pick? I saw San Antonio swap best with the Wolves. Cleveland first round pick. You know what? Sure. The Wolves swap best. Alright. So looking at it, this is going to be our team post deadline. Not a ton of changes, but we're just going to try and keep it pushing. If the team's already bad, there's no point in trying to get better. And if the Bucks are really that much worse than us, definitely just try and cling on and try and see if we can get another pick next year by using DeJounte. So we're going to keep simming and we're going to see what happens. So looking at the All-Star teams, our lone All-Star this year is Zion, who's averaging 24, 6, and 4 on not horrible efficiency. Not bad, Zion. Alright, so looking at our end-of-season awards here, Shea's our MVP. Cooper Flag is the Rookie of the Year, apparently. Josh Giddey, 6-man, Depoy, Wemby, Resache, MIP. Clutch Play of the Year, Tatum. All-NBA first, second, and third team. All-Defensive first, and second team. And All-Rookie first, and second team. Alright, so looking at it, we are way outside the play-in. The Bucks also did not make it. Let's see where they ended up landing. Because they either, I think, keep their pick if it's bad, or they take ours. So they're going to keep their pick, but we're only 4 picks behind them, 5. So that's not horrible. Simming the playoffs here. Minnesota going up against Giannis in the Heat. And Minnesota wins it in 7. Wow. So this is what we're looking like. Player retirements. LeBron, Paul, Russ, DeMar. Jersey retirements too. So draft lottery time. Oh. The Bucks don't own the draft swap. Oh, that's right. They don't own the draft swap. Wow. So we have a chance to keep our pick and maybe jump in the top 4. Raptors go 12. Pistons 11th. Nothing's changed so far. Thunder keep their pick. Pacers keep their pick. Oh. So the Hawks take our pick. Oh, so it was between us and the Hawks. Oh. Well, the Hawks made the playoffs. That is not going to be good. Oh my god, we got the first pick. What? What is happening? mean, hey, we got the first pick. So, all right, that changes a lot then. We have the first overall pick in this draft. Looking at our immediate holes, definitely small forward. We're gonna shift. I mean, DQ's not necessarily center, but if we need to shift him to center, I'm fine with that. So we're looking at small forward or a center here. Yeah, I think our pick is going to be Cam Williams here. Wow. That is an unbelievable stroke of luck right there. And I want to see if I wanted to trade DeJounte, could I possibly land like a top 7 pick in this draft? That would be crazy, reversing that trade. Would the Hornets be down to do that? Oh, DeJounte has a no trade clause. That must have been in the contract extension. That's fine. Well, I guess we're gonna try and compete this year then. Wow, that is unbelievable. All right, well we're gonna keep it moving then. Second round pick doesn't really matter here, but we got the first overall pick in this draft, so we're gonna be insane next season. Jay Fears and all that. We can just let Hawkins walk. I don't want to give him a qualifying. Looking at the team, definitely need a backup big and shooting guard. I mean, if Khalil Ware is out there, I'd be down to take Khalil Ware. Rest in peace. Paul Reed. No, I'm thinking we go. I'm thinking we go Khalil Ware on a 2-year, and then for backup guard, just to bring in some shooting, we're gonna do Miles McBride. So I think those are going to be our main off-season signings. It's a pretty good team, I can't lie to you. All in all, maybe I'll sign one more backup big. Maybe like a... You know what? Goga ain't bad. We'll sign Goga. So looking at player progression here. Zion goes down 2. Jay Fears goes up 2. Murphy's down 2. And no progression out of Derek Queen. It's kind of strange, but sure. All right. So looking at our start of the season rotation, we have DeJounte Murray, Miles McBride, Sadiq Bey, Zion Williamson, Khalil Ware, Jay Fears, 6-man still. I don't agree with that at all. Honestly, he should probably be starting over Murray, but whatever. I forget where I stopped. Trey Murphy is coming off the bench for Sadiq. I don't really like that either. DQ, Yves Messi, Herb Jones. We're going to play the first overall pick some minutes. I feel like that's fair. We'll put him like... I'm down to put him as our 9-man. But I think DQ should definitely be our 6-man. And then Miles McBride can sit there. I'm really liking how this team's constructed right now. We're power ranked 19th right now, but I think we could definitely surprise a lot of people. So let's see what happens. All right, so at the trade deadline here, we are 28 and 23. I feel like this is a good opportunity to try and buy, because we're relatively close to everybody else in the conference except for the Mavs and the Thunder. So I want to try and see if I can compete here. Just kind of looking at how everyone's doing. Zion's doing pretty good. Jay Fears is doing pretty solid. Murray's doing solid. Sadiq's doing okay. Queen definitely struggling with some efficiency. Trey Murph is doing pretty good. McBride's solid. Just all around a lot of solid pieces, but nothing necessarily major. So I think I want to try and buy and move off of DeJounte Murray and try and see if I can get someone of someone of importance, someone of good quality. Maybe we'd have to move off Herb Jones too, but I think I can live with that. So let's see what I can find. I'm mainly looking for small forward here, I think. Just a connecting piece at the small forward. Alright, so I kind of want to shoot for Franz Wagner here. It's a bit of an interesting pickup, but I really think he could help kind of raise the floor of this team. I know he's making quite a bit of money, but we have money to throw around and we have contracts to throw around, so I don't really hate it. But we're going to see what we can do here. Maybe I can swap out Herb Jones for Sadiq Bey. They just need a minimum player pretty much. And throw him back Goga. I feel like that's fine. And then we just have to take on a minimum player. Garza. Kind of makes it more complicated. We'd be taking on too much money. Maybe we can try and reroute someone like a Goga to some other team for like a second. Alright. Well, we're going to start with this framework and see if that goes through. It does not. So we'll add another first. One more first. Doesn't get it done. I'm not really sure what else we'd really be able to do here. So maybe it's just not Franz is the guy. Let me see what else I can find. Alright, so this could be a semi-interesting trade. Michael Porter Jr. Is not making a ton of money. And so maybe there's a chance we'd be able to buy him. And we do. So we just picked up Michael Porter Jr. for 2 firsts and Goga Patase. Which is definitely a pretty good upgrade. I'd definitely take that. It's a pretty solid team all around here. I'm kind of alright with that being our main addition, so let's just keep it moving. Alright, so looking at our All-Stars this year, it looks like we only have Zion in there. Why is Victor Wembanyama a Warrior? The Spurs let him go in restricted? Dude, what is going on? Alright, well, sure. Alright, so looking at our end of season awards here, we have Jalen Johnson as our MVP. Tyron Strokes, Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey. Wemby Depoy in a Warriors jersey. Braden Burry's MIP. Clutch player Paulo. Coach of the Year is J Kidd. Jordan Hobson. This year all NBA first, second, and third team. All defensive first and second team. And you're all rookie first and second team. So looking at it, we ended up being the 10th seed. Definitely not how I thought this was going to go. But, I mean, maybe there's a chance still. We beat the Nuggets. We're going to sim this game against the Lakers here. And it's a close game, so we're going to jump in. Trying to find where down low, and it's in. Luka dribbling up the ball, picked by Khalil Ware. Jay Fears down to DeJounte, dribbling it in, down to Clean. Out to McBride. How do we give up an open bucket like that? Ware down low, and he gets it. Bronny is actually starting in a playing game. Oh my god. He's getting closing minutes. Alright, sure. DeJounte. Fears. Does not stop Luka from charging in. DeJounte. Trying to dribble in, pass out to Fears, who shoots and drains it. Fears is such a shooter, man. He's so good. I thought he was going to be pretty solid last year. I know a lot of people were questioning the Derek Queen pick and how him and Fears would work together. But they worked together pretty well. And, I mean, Fears was on a tear at the end of last season, I believe. So, shout out to Jay Fears. Lower, Derek Queen. Back out to where he shoots the three. Clanks it. Luka to Bronny. Bronny with the dribble move and the and one. He's so tough. Oh man, look at Bronny. Josh Hart's back in the Laker jersey. How fun is that? Zion gets fouled. At the line. Hits one. And hits both. That might seal the game here. Unless Luka does something crazy. LA's gonna call time. Alright, Hart. Inbounding. Trying to find Bronny. Screen by Hart. Bronny to Grimes, who drains the three. Cuts the lead to 4. And McBride turns it over to cut the lead to 2. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, right? You have to be kidding. McBride shoots 1. And shoots 2. And makes them both. That was almost the most disgusting end to a game I've ever seen. Kessler with the rebound out to Reeves. Dribble move, step back 3. It's off. And the Pelicans win the game. Wow. That was so much more difficult than it had to be. But the Pelicans make it into the playoffs as the 8th seed. I mean, that's just disgusting. Luka had a horrible game. Wow. That is abysmal. But this was the box score for us. Pretty good game all around from everybody. I can't really complain. Except for Miles McBride. I cannot believe he almost sold that. Alright, so we're going to be going up against the 1-seeded Mavs. I figure this won't make it go well. Down 2-0. Down 3-0. 3-1. We won a game. And we get gentlemen swept. Okay. A lot needs to happen in this offseason. Specifically, we need Jay Fears to get much, much better. And we need to get very, very lucky. We don't have a pick in the lottery, which stinks. We have the 18th pick. Okay. Kind of looking at it. We might have to trade Zion Definitely Murray. Murray needs to go. Maybe we can try and package this pick and move up. No, we can't. Alright. Then we're just going to try and get another pick in this draft. Maybe we can snipe, like, not 13th. Maybe, like, the 10th? Actually, we could get way more than that. Cool, so we have 3 picks in this draft now for DeJounte, which isn't bad. We're definitely going to be handing Fears the key to the offense and just kind of letting everything else sit from there. We're going to sim to the draft. Let's see who we have available. Derek McLeod, Mike Baylor. You know what we might do? I think we're going to trade this, our 18th, the future first, and Herb Jones, and we're going to try and pick up another piece. So let's see what I can find. Alright, so I just made a trade with the Sacramento Kings, and we just got a Sar Thompson. Don't ask me how 3 first-round picks and Sadiq Bey gets you a Sar Thompson. I really couldn't tell you. But we managed to pull that off. We're going to take this pick. I guess we'll take Mike Baylor. There's no harm in that. But we now have a Sar Thompson on this team, which is great. We're going to just check in a second and see if we need to do anything else. Yves Misi is a free agent. We'll re-sign him. And we'll sign, I think we'll sign Isaiah Collier as our backup point guard. I kind of like that. Just to have some playmate. Uh-oh. We don't have enough money. Can we get Nemhard? No. Alright. Well, never mind then. We're just going to get Yves Misi back, add around the corners. Hopefully Cam Williams gets better. And we'll see what happens. Alright, so looking at it, Jay Fears went up 4. Zion went down 1. Derek Queen went down 2. MPJ went down 2. Cam Williams went up 3, which is pretty solid, I guess. But 80 overall in year 2 from a first-round pick isn't great. But he'll crack a rotation spot. This team should be really, really deep next season. So let's just try and see if we can win it all. Hopefully we make a playoff spot. And depending on how the season goes, we'll do a 4th one just in case. Alright, so this is our rotation to start the year. This team is pretty stacked. It's just all about whether or not we're going to be able to win it. So let's just see what happens. Alright, so we're playing in the Cup Final. So we're going to sim this game here. And if it's close, we'll hop in. That's close, so we're jumping into the Cup Final. Alright, so jumping in here. Davis out to Julian Strother. Trey Johnson on Fears. 2025 matchup right there. Playing pretty good defense. Ware on Davis. It's a very interesting, matchup here. Asar to Jay. Khalil Ware. MPJ. To Asar. Asar out to Ware. Ware with the 3. And it's out. Overall, I mean, this team has been pretty solid so far this year. They definitely could and should be better than they're playing, though. So if you were curious how it's going at this point in the season, it's going solid. But I thought they'd be playing a bit better. But, you live. Zion with the bank shot to tie the game, and the Wizards call a timeout. All right. Trae Young trying to find his way in. Crosses up Fears a few times, puts up a floater, and can't get it. Fears to Zion. Zion trying to go in on AD. You know, just not a big body like AD. Can't really push him around. Pump fake though, and he gets called for a 3-second bio. I mean, dude, what are you doing? All right, Trae Young. Back to his top of the key dribble moves. Trey Johnson with the 3. And it's off. Clingan gets the rebound and puts it in now. Donovan Clingan? Really? Okay. Zion. Trying to drive in on Clingan. Pass down to Ware. Ware with the dunk. Ties the game back up. Fears blocks the shot from Trae Young. Oh my god. That just got absolutely swatted. Jay Fears now. Game on the line. Who do I want taking the shot? I want Jay Fears, baby. And he drains the 3. And we go up 3 on the Wizards in the NBA Cup Final. Are the Pelicans finally going to win some hardware? Let's find out. Wizards with a chance to tie it. Pass out to Trae. Trae puts up the shot. And it's out. The Pelicans win the Cup Final. And get some hardware. Now that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's awesome. And it's official. The Pelicans will be your NBA Finals champions. Nice job getting some hardware there, guys. Zion, Cup MVP. Good game, fellas. All right, Zion's your Cup MVP as we win the Cup Final. We're going to keep it simming. All right, so at the trade deadline here, we are the 5th seed out west, but we have a chance to jump all the way to the 2 seed depending on how the rest of this season goes. We are really, really good this year. All around, I mean, this team has been pretty bonkers. Since we won, it's just been getting better and better over time. I think I'm going to move Cam Williams up. We have Sadiq Bey still. Who did I even trade then? I don't even remember. But we're going to move Cam Williams up in this lineup. And we're going to kind of just let it rock. But looking at it here, this is the team right now. Jay Fears has been electric this season. Probably going to be an all-star. Same with Zion. Khalil Ware's been pretty good. All-around team's been pretty good. I don't think we really need to make any big additions. I kind of just want to let the team, build chemistry and let it rock. So we're just going to keep simming. Real quick, though, I do want to look at contract extensions. Definitely want to re-up Trey Murphy. Definitely want to re-up Sadiq. And yeah, let's just keep it moving. All right, so looking at the All-Star team, surprisingly, Fears did not make it. But instead we have Zion Williamson, which, I mean, whatever, I guess. But that's our lone All-Star this season. All right, so looking at our end-of-season awards here, Victor Wembanyama is your MVP. Kirk Craver is your Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey is your sixth man. Depoy Wembanyama. Rob Dillingham is your MIP. Holy. All right then. And clutch players Wemby. So this is your All-NBA first, second, and third team. Jay Fears made the third team, but didn't make the All-Star team. Sure. All defensive first and second team. And your All-Rookie first and second team. So looking at it, we ended up being the 4th seed. Pretty good. Definitely much better than last year. We're just going to try and see if we can beat the Wolves here. I think we can pull it off if we try hard enough. So let's see. Simming game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. 3-1. And we move on to the second round. So we're going to be playing the 1-seeded Mavericks, who have Cooper Flagg and Donovan Mitchell. In this series, I kind of want to on the fly lineups. Here's what I'd like to do. Versus the Mavs, it should be Sauron Mitchell. We can put McBride on Coop is a little weak. Maybe we do something like Zion on Coop and Williams on whoever's there. We'll cut McBride's minutes and we'll give him the Cam. And that way we can big body him. I feel like we can win this, but we just got to see how this goes. So looking at it, that should be our lineup. Let's see. Game 1 goes to Dallas. We tie it up. We're down 2-1. We tie it up again. Pivotal game 5 here. And we're getting blown to smithereens. And we're out in the second round. To the eventual champs. I mean, that stinks. But we're going to try and go one more season here. And let's see what we can pull off. Alright, so we don't have any draft picks in this draft, which is fine. And our main thing is we need to re-sign Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Those are our main guys that we're trying to re-up here. Jay Fears, I will easily give you that money. And Queen, if you want that money too, you can have it. We need to go get Kalel Ware too. If we can. I don't know if we're... Oh. I mean, I doubt we'll have the money, but... On a 1 year, maybe? Oh, but we could have signed him, though. Okay. Is there anybody else? Can we get Trey Johnson? No. Okay. I mean, hey, it was worth a try. But anyways, let's re-sign Kalel. And... I guess I'd be down to re-sign Miles as well. Alright. Semi-no player progression here. Jay Fears goes up 1. Cameron Williams goes up 4. Queen goes up 1. Zion stays the same. And MPJ gets worse. But all around, it's a really deep team. We're just going to try and ride this momentum in the next season. This is going to be the last season of the sim, so hopefully we can get it done. Looking at our rotation to start the year, though, we have Jay Fears, Miles McBride, Star Thompson, Cameron Williams, Kalel Ware, Zion coming off the bench, DQ, Trey Murphy, Sadiq Bey, Yves Misi, and MPJ. Let's rein in some wins. Alright, so looking at the trade deadline here, we're 32-20. We're the 3rd seed out west. I feel like it makes sense to only try and buy. Because, I mean, what else are we really going to be able to do? We need scoring. I feel like that's our main issue right now is we have no scoring. And so I just want to confirm that theory real quick. How about an all? No, we have pretty good scoring. Our defense is just mediocre though. So maybe it's about moving off of Yves. And I mean as many firsts as I can move off of. And just trying to get a backup center, or a center that can play defense. Donovan Clingan would be great. If we could get that done. But it doesn't look like we'll necessarily have the money. Okay. So we're looking at a big who plays defense. And won't cost a ton of money. $73 million a year for Jokic. Wow. That's a lot of money. Come on would be my pick. But that's too much money. I wouldn't hate Zach Edey. We'd take on just a little too much money. This honestly probably gets it done. But I'd like Gafford, if I may. Just revamp the center rotation, swap centers pretty much, and get a few firsts. Let's see if I can just do it like that. Bet. Alright, so we now have Zach Edey as our starting power forward. Gafford is coming off of the bench. And we're just going to see if I can move off anyone else and get some good players. Alright, just to really beef up the bench here, we're going to take Wendell Carter and Pele Larson. I mean, it's our last season. We might as well get as deep as humanly possible here. And I mean, yeah, we're going to cut the bench depth down one. And we're just going to run it up. Alright, so for our end of season awards here, we have Victor Wembanyama as our MVP. Charlie Evans, Rookie of the Year. Kasparius Draconis, Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby Deep Boy. And Bo Naylor is our MIP. Clutch players, Jay Fears. Good for him. This is our All-NBA first. All-NBA second. And All-NBA third. This is our All-Defensive first. And second team. And our All-Rookie first and second team. And looking at where we finished, we ended up being the third seed, which is pretty good. We're going to sim this series against San Antonio. Alright, so we beat San Antonio in 4. Moving on to the next round. We're going to be playing Wembanyama and the Golden State Warriors. We're going to sim this series. Down 2-0. 2-1. Down 3-1. 3-2. And we're out in the second round. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you run into Wembanyama. I put together the best team I thought I could. But we just couldn't get it done, unfortunately. Tried my hardest. Mavs end up winning it all again. If you guys want me to come back and try and rebuild the Pels later down the road, I definitely will. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. And feel free to let me know what team you want me to rebuild next. Have a good day.